What is up, guys? Welcome to week 5 of Zachary's predictions for the NFL season. So, this week is, as I just said, week 5 of the NFL season. So, let's get started with tonight's game, the Rams and Seahawks. The Rams, last week, they lost to the Buccaneers. They lost to the Buccaneers 55-40. Jared Goff almost set the record for most passing yards in a game. He went to 517, but he also threw 3 picks in that game. And the Seahawks, what did they do? They beat the Cardinals 27-10. Pretty sure a lot of people saw that coming. So, I think last week for the Rams was a fluke. They are obviously a way better team than the Buccaneers. Except I know one person that's gonna be happy about. That's happy about the Buccaneers beating the Rams last week, and that's my history teacher, because he's a Buccaneers fan. So, yeah, the Rams, they're obviously a way better team than what they showed last week. So I think that the Rams are going to get the win. I think they will just barely edge out the Seahawks, 27-24. Next up, Jets and Eagles. The Jets. What did they do last week? Did they become 1-3 or did they become 0-4? They didn't either because they had a bye week. So the Jets had a bye, and the Eagles, I didn't even look to try and see what they did. Oh wait, that's right. They beat the Packers 34-27. I think the Eagles are going to take this one. I just feel like they're the better overall team, and I feel like they can easily beat the Jets. So I'm taking the Eagles in this one, with the final score being 31 for the Eagles and 17 for the Jets. Jaguars and Panthers. Last week, Jaguars beat the Broncos, and the Panthers, they beat the Texans. I don't think anybody saw that coming except for Panthers fans. But anyway, I'm taking the Jaguars in this one. I feel like they're just barely the better team over the Panthers. Actually, no, I take that back. I'm taking the Panthers over the Jags, because ever since Kyle Allen has been put out on the field at the starting quarterback spot, he's been doing pretty good. So I think that the Panthers will just barely edge out the Jaguars with a final score of 17-14. Vikings and Giants. The Giants. Ever since they started Daniel Jones instead of Eli Manning, they've started looking like an actual decent football team. They've won their last 2 games with Daniel Jones as their quarterback. And the Vikings, what did they also have a bye last week? No, they lost to the Bears 16-6. So I just went way past it. I'm going to take the Giants in this one, believe it or not. I just feel like since Daniel Jones is red hot right now, even though he threw a couple picks last week and only 1 touchdown, I still feel like the Giants, now they have that momentum, and I feel like they can beat the Vikings with a final score of 21-17. Falcons and Texans. Texans lost, as I said, to the Panthers. And the Falcons, they lost to the Titans 24-10. I think that the Texans are going to win this one just barely, because these two teams are so closely, they're so evenly matched that I can barely even pick a team to win this. But I think it's going to be the Texans, just barely, with a final score of 21-20. Buccaneers and Saints. Again, Buccaneers beat the Rams 55-40. And the Saints, They beat the Cowboys 12-10, which they didn't even score a touchdown that game. And the Cowboys did. And the Cowboys still lost. But anyway, I think the Saints are going to win this one. I think that was a fluke last week for the Buccaneers. So, I think that the Saints are easily going to take this one. I think that the Saints will win this game with a final score of 38-17. Bills and Titans. Bills, they took their first L of the season last week against New England, and Titans beat Falcons. So, I think the Bills are going to take this one. Well, actually, that's assuming that Josh Allen is going to be playing this week because he suffered a head injury last week. So, if Josh Allen is playing, which I assume he is, I'm picking the Bills. If Josh Allen is not playing, then I'm picking the Titans. But I'm assuming that Josh Allen is playing, so I'm picking the Bills. I think the Bills will barely edge out the Titans again. I think that the final score will be Bills 17, Titans 14. Cardinals and Bengals. Cardinals. What did they do last week? Alright, lost to the Seahawks. And Bengals lost to the Steelers. The Steelers got their first one last week. Congrats, Steelers fans. And Bengals fans, you are now 0-4. So, I think that the Cardinals are gonna win this one. Again, both these teams are pretty bad, but they're also pretty evenly matched. But I think that the Cardinals are just a bit better with Kyler Murray and David Johnson and Larry Fitzgerald and Patrick Peterson on the defense. So I think that the Cardinals will win this game with the final score being Cardinals 17, Bengals 12. Patriots and Redskins. Patriots have another easy game. Everyone is saying the Patriots are so good this year. The only reason that they are good is because they have had the easiest schedule all year. Here, let me show you. Oh, look at that. Week 6, they faced the Giants. And as a matter of fact, week 7, I think they play the Jets again. So, and then week 8, they finally get a challenging matchup against the Browns. Then week 9, they face the Ravens. Week 10, they're on a bye, I think. And then week 11, they play the Eagles. Then they play the Cowboys, which finally they get some tough matchups. Week 13, I don't remember who they play. In week 14, they have their toughest match of the year against my Chiefs. But still, they have the easiest schedule out of anyone in the NFL. I'm going to say the Patriots are going to win. I think that the final score will be Patriots 41, Redskins 3. Ravens and Steelers, an AFC North matchup. Ravens are tied with the Browns at 2-2. Steelers, they're down in the gutter at 1-3. But as of right now, the Browns are currently atop the AFC North because they beat the Ravens in week 3. At least I think it was week 3. Was it? Or was it last week? No, it was last week. So as of right now, the Browns are at the top of this division. But I think that because it's in Pittsburgh, that's the only reason. I think that because it is in Pittsburgh, I think that the Steelers will barely edge out the Ravens. With the final score being Steelers 20, Ravens 17. Bears and Raiders, Khalil Mack faces his old team. This is an easy one. I think it's going to be the Bears. Just straight up. I just think that the Bears are too good for the Raiders. Even though Mitchell Trubisky got hurt last week, Chase Daniel managed to step up and carry the Bears on to a win. So I think the Bears are going to win this game with the final score being Bears 27, Raiders 17. Don't know why I'm talking like this, but I can. Alright, next up, Broncos and Chargers. Again, Broncos, y'all lost last week. And the Chargers beat the Dolphins. Of course they did. Of course they faced the Dolphins. I think that the Chargers are going to win this one. Like, for some reason, the AFC West this year has not been that competitive so far. Apart from, obviously, my Chiefs, who are currently sitting at 4-0. We barely squeaked that win last week. We won that by the skin of our teeth. We barely won last week. But I'll get on to that. I'll get to it here in a second. But anyway, I think the Chargers are going to win this game. It's in LA, and I think that the Chargers are just better than the Broncos at every position, except for maybe a linebacker and running back, because they have Von Miller and Philip Lindsay. Well, actually, it's close between Melvin Gordon and Philip Lindsay, but I think Philip Lindsay's better. But I still think the Chargers are going to win. I feel like the Chargers are just better all around. And I think that they will get the win, with the final score being 27-17. Packers and Cowboys. Packers suffered their first loss last week. And so did the Cowboys. Hold on, I feel like I skipped a game for some reason. Do the 49ers not have a game this week? Oh, they do. It's right there. I feel like the Packers, they're going to have a bounce-back week, I think. I think that the Packers will win this game against the Cowboys. I think that they will beat the Cowboys with a final score of 27-23. Colts and Chiefs. My Chiefs. First primetime game of the season, Sunday Night Football. This is an easy choice for me. My Chiefs, obviously. The Colts, I don't remember what they did last week. They lost to the Raiders. Who loses to the Raiders these days, apart from the Broncos in Week 1? And obviously my Chiefs, 34-30 over the Lions. We squeaked that out by the skin of our teeth. We barely won that game. If Darrell Williams did not punch in that final second touchdown, we would not have won. And if Patrick Mahomes did not run on that crucial 4th and 8 in the fourth quarter to get the first down, we would not have won. So, sorry, hon, I think I might burp. Nope, I didn't. Well, there it was, but it was silent. So anyway, I think my Chiefs are going to win, obviously. I think the final score of this game will be Chiefs 35, Colts 17. And finally, Monday Night Football, 49ers and Browns. 49ers had a bye week last week, and Browns beat the Ravens. The 49ers, believe it or not, are the only undefeated team in the NFC. They are the only undefeated team in the NFC at 3-0. You can literally hold up 3-0 on a hand. But anyway, I think that the Browns will end the 49ers streak just barely. I think that the 49ers are just a little bit worse than the Browns. I think that the Browns will win against the 49ers with a final score of 27-24. So those are all my picks for Week 5 of the NFL season. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you know what to do. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, share everything that's good, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.